We only respect real currency here. Soulja Boy is firing back at Blueface after a disrespectful offer to pay his baby mama's rent, and practically calling him broke. But our team dug deeper, and this is no random internet spat. It all traces back to Blueface's wild claim that he slept with Jackie Martinez. What followed was a messy web of lawsuits and a court ruling that changed everything. Here is the whole story. Let us explain how this Versus spark exploded. To understand why this hip-hop feud got so incredibly intense and hit as hard as it did, we must unpack what both men represent to rap culture, and why comparing them was always going to pull the pin on a grenade. It is pure chaos. Soulja Boy is easily among the most influential figures in internet rap history. We are not exaggerating. Back in 2007, at just 17, he uploaded Crank That to SoundClick and MySpace, going viral without a major label, radio push, or any industry backing. He built his empire online before going viral was even a concept. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives. By the time the music industry noticed, he had already won. He went platinum, achieved global fame, and permanently stamped his slang into pop culture. His hits run incredibly deep. Kiss Me Through the Phone, Turn My Swag On. Anthems that defined a whole generation of rap fans. But more than the music itself, he laid the digital blueprint that artists in 2026 still rely on. He pioneered what massive stars like Drake and Kendrick do on social media long before anyone else. As commentators, we know that kind of legacy does not easily lose a Versus matchup. It is a legendary stature you must earn the right to challenge. Blueface is a different story. Thotiana blew up in 2018 with a Cardi B remix, earning him platinum status. His signature offbeat delivery divided rap critics, but it secured him major clout and a serious bag. However, his public brand was rarely about his songs. It was driven by constant drama, especially the volatile relationship with Christian Rock broadcasting daily on social media and reality television. We saw endless arrests and self-feeding internet scandals. By late 2023, he was a massive trending topic in hip-hop, though not for the reasons a respected artist wants. He had the platform and the views, but what he truly lacked was artistic respect. Challenging Soulja Boy to a Versus seemed like a shortcut. Our team noticed he wanted to draft off Soulja's massive status, hoping that legendary status would rub off. But it does not. The legendary Versus platform, created by Timbaland and Swizz Beatz, is no ordinary competition. It is an intense legacy audit where artists go hit for hit and our community judges who truly shape the culture. This is one of hip-hop's most ruthless arenas because it strips away all the hype, the toxic personas, the blog gossip, and the feuds, leaving only the music behind. When Blueface sat down with Funny Marco on November 12, 2023, boasting he would dominate a Versus against Soulja Boy, he was making a massive statement. He claimed his short discography could stand toe-to-toe with a true pioneer's work. That was a major stretch, and we watched Soulja Boy immediately defend his catalog on Instagram Live with highly explosive insults. The online feud escalated quickly. But then, Soulja Boy unexpectedly played the long game. He fell silent, stepping back to let things breathe. He waited. He let hip-hop fans realize that Blueface was punching way above his weight class, watching to see if our peers would call him out. He stated, "I sat back and was quiet for a couple months just to see if anybody was going to speak on it. But nobody did, right? That beef with Big Draco. He was waiting for the hip-hop community to correct the narrative, but nobody stepped up to tell Blueface he was completely delusional. So Soulja Boy decided to handle the correction himself, and the situation devolved quickly. He was buzzing for maybe 3 or 4 days after confronting Big Draco. That is the truth. Blueface had a brief window of peak relevance, driven by this drama. But instead of dropping a hit record, he chose to launch a personal attack on Jackie, deploying a devastating nuclear option. Not because his Versus claims held any water, but because he knew they failed, requiring a distraction his opponent could not answer. He abandoned all talk about music and took the most deeply personal route possible. From that moment on, the narrative shifted entirely. Let us run down the timeline of events from start to finish before we uncover the real drama. Hit like and subscribe right now. DeAndre Cortez Way, known to all as Soulja Boy, dropped Crank That and blew up online before the industry even understood the internet. He constructed a massive career off early digital culture. Fast forward to September 2022, when his son with Jackie Martinez was born. Meanwhile, Jonathan Jamal Porter, or Blueface, rose to fame in 2018 with Thotiana, gaining notoriety for his unique, offbeat rap style. He quickly became a permanent fixture on gossip blogs rather than the music charts, fueled by arrests, crazy and rock drama, and a non-stop online spectacle. By late 2023, both artists had something to prove, despite having absolutely no prior history or public beef before that moment. They were total strangers. Then, on November 12, 2023, Blueface appeared on the Open Thoughts podcast with Funny Marco. He declared he would easily wash Soulja Boy in a versus, disrespecting the Pioneer's catalog. Naturally, Soulja caught wind of the comments, instantly going live on Instagram to fire back with aggressive threats. As the back and forth escalated, our online community watched in shock. Then came the ultimate low blow. Blueface abandoned the musical debate entirely to target Jackie, posting shocking claims across his social media. He claimed he hooked up with Jackie Martinez, Soulja Boy's partner, right before her baby shower on June 11, 2022, an event Soulja attended alongside his pregnant girlfriend. He then doubled down, suggesting he could be the biological father of her young son. Make sure you subscribe as we unpack this wild story. Back in September 2022, he posted crude comments publicly, leading Jackie to send a cease and desist. Blueface laughed it off. Soon, Jackie faced death threats. By December 17, 2023, they went head-to-head on Instagram Live, arguing over everything. They clashed over baby mama allegations, money, street cred, and a physical fight scheduled for that day, which one of them allegedly failed to show up for. Blueface claimed Soulja Boy bailed. Just 5 days later, on December 22, 2023, Jackie filed a major defamation lawsuit in Los Angeles. She sued in Superior Court, demanding $10 million. But by early 2024, Blueface was handed 4 years in prison for violating probation. He ended up serving 2 years behind bars. Meanwhile, the lawsuit kept moving. Blueface never responded or showed up, leaving the case completely unopposed. On April 1, 2025, Judge Peter Hernandez handed down a default judgment against Blueface for over $123,000. That broke down as $100,000 in non-economic damages, $18,000 in special damages, legal fees, but zero punitive damages. The $10 million demand was slashed, but the remaining judgment was real. By December 2025, interest increased the total to $131,655. Jackie filed writs of execution, and the court redirected his royalties, so his music catalog actually pays the woman he defamed. In November 2025, Blueface walked out of prison straight into this mess. A garnished catalog, his house up for sale, and Soulja Boy talking trash online. By January 2026, Blueface threatened an appeal, but there's no proof he actually filed it. Fast forward to June 2026, Jackie posted she was having rent issues, and Soulja Boy blocked her. Soulja jokingly told her to ask Drake for help. Blueface immediately jumped in, offering to pay her rent while mocking Soulja's bank account. He offered to handle her rent, claiming he always knew Soulja was broke. Like this video if you think that was wild, but Jackie said her rent was fine. However, that $131,000 judgment remains unpaid. Now, let's step back with me and see how they got here. In hip-hop feuds, there is a clear hierarchy of escalation. Targeting a rival's baby mama and family is as low as you can go. It signals that you're done playing fair and are ready to burn everything down to win. Once that line is crossed, there's no going back. The target is left with zero good options, making this tactic highly effective yet incredibly toxic. And that is exactly what Blueface did. His allegations weren't vague at all. They were highly specific, carefully time-stamped, and designed to cause the absolute maximum damage. According to Jackie's lawsuit, the attack was highly calculated. In one post, Blueface went completely personal. He claimed he slept with Jackie on June 11, 2022, which was the day right before her baby shower with Soulja Boy. Then, he heavily implied that he was the actual biological father of her son, who was born later that September, adding graphic commentary. He did all of this publicly, using his massive platform to broadcast the crude details at the absolute peak of their viral internet feud. The actual court papers quote his post directly, where he bragged about sleeping with her and demanded Soulja Boy get a DNA test. He actually declared himself the father online under his real name. Unbelievable. But Jackie's response was sharp and direct. She admitted to a single brief encounter with Blueface back in 2018, long before she ever met Soulja Boy. She made it clear there was absolutely no contact after that, and zero chance that Blueface was her son's father. She argued his posts were a desperate stunt to gain cheap clout, which ultimately brought dangerous death threats to her doorstep. It severely damaged her daily life and reputation. That's when she sent the warning letter, which Blueface just mocked. He kept posting relentlessly, and then doubled down during a live stream on December 17th. No hesitation whatsoever. He literally bragged about beating Soulja to the punch, showing zero remorse for bringing Jackie into this. This live stream sealed his legal fate. Reasserting those toxic claims in front of thousands of viewers made the lawsuit inevitable. He refused to back down, instead choosing to double down on his wild accusation. Let's pause and analyze exactly how he tried to spin this entire situation. It was a clever trap. If Soulja stayed quiet, the story stood. If he reacted with anger, it looked like confirmation. He backed them into a corner, where legal action was the only real option left for Jackie. Later, when Blueface sat down on Club Shay Shay, he stuck to his script, acting like he was the innocent party. He claimed he was just telling the truth about Soulja's lady, trying to spin a narrative of honesty. His excuse was that he was merely revealing the past, because Soulja supposedly did not know. He tried to frame it as doing Soulja a favor by bringing this up during a very public internet battle. He kept insisting he was just dropping truth bombs, completely ignoring the legal consequences. Imagine going on a major national podcast to paint baby mama defamation as a helpful lesson. It is wild. But here is the major legal issue. Blueface ignored. Defamation is not about general proximity to the truth. It is about whether your exact, highly damaging claim is accurate. And in this case, his claims fell apart. Let us unpack this 2018 encounter. The claim points to June 11th, 2022, right before the baby shower, alleging paternity about a child born that September. But those two allegations simply do not align with a 2018 hookup. That discrepancy is exactly where this lawsuit succeeded. He warned, quote, "Do not play with my name." In our view, Jackie was not just looking for cheap internet sympathy. Instead, she filed a meticulous lawsuit. She documented the damage, did the heavy lifting, and won. Not because the judge favored her, but simply because the defendant refused to show up. We cover this closely, so make sure to subscribe. Those infamous IG live clashes are purely reckless. Imagine two angry artists broadcasting on Instagram at 2 in the morning. No scripts, no publicists, no 30-second delay. Just pure, unfiltered hostility in front of tens of thousands of live viewers. You watch two massive rap egos trying to scream over one another in real time, while every word gets instantly screen recorded and turned into viral blog headlines. It is easily the most volatile space in rap. And on December 17th, 2023, we witnessed a prime example. This was easily the wildest hip-hop stream of that entire year. The tension beforehand was already boiling over with wild baby mama drama and ignored legal warnings. Blueface had literally posted an LA Park address, challenging his rival to a street fight. Soulja Boy clapped back online, but never actually showed. At least, that is what Blueface claimed. So, when they finally went live together, the hostility was off the charts. We got over 40 minutes of pure yelling about family drama, gang affiliations, bank accounts, rap beefs, boxing matches, nicer mansions, and whether they would ever actually fight or just keep talking. Our analysis shows Blueface spent most of the stream demanding Soulja admit that bringing family into this beef was a direct reaction to his own petty antics. He argued that Soulja's temper had pushed things far past musical competition, crossing lines into deeply personal family territory that simply could not be erased. Blueface warned him that clowns still get hurt in the streets, implying Soulja had traded his rap credibility for comedy. Soulja naturally denied this, but Blueface kept pressing the issue, reminding viewers that he stood alone at that LA Park waiting for him. Soulja Boy fired back, arguing that sharing a public fight address online with thousands watching is basically a police move. He insisted that real street business gets resolved quietly in the direct messages, not broadcast for the entire internet timeline to gossip about. Both accused each other of backing down, but as we expected, nothing physical ever materialized. No sanctioned boxing match, no street fight, absolutely nothing. Shortly after that viral clash, Blueface was hit with a probation violation and sentenced to nearly 2 years in prison. Just like that, he was gone, locked away and completely cut off from his social media platforms. His side of this rap beef instantly evaporated. Meanwhile, with his rival behind bars, Soulja Boy dominated the narrative. He stayed on live stream daily, mocking the developing court judgments and bragging about seizing Blueface's music royalties. He constantly brought up the mansion Blueface had to sell, while also gossiping weekly about an alleged video involving Christian Rock in his camp. That alleged relationship became Soulja Boy's ultimate weapon, serving as the ultimate running joke while his rival was locked in a cell. He turned the drama into a trending hashtag, pushing the narrative that while Blueface fought the legal system inside, his empire outside was completely collapsing. It was just loss after loss. When Soulja finally addressed Blueface, DDG, and Rich the Kid in late 2025, his energy was different. He was not frantic or screaming. Instead, he was cold, calculated, and playing the victim who was forced to defend his name. He claimed they forced his hand over the Miss Jackie comments. He told his audience that he wanted peace, but they chose war. This classic strategic framing allowed him to easily dominate the court of public opinion, while his rival remained completely silent behind bars. Why? Because his claims were backed by hard evidence. He had the legal judgments, the redirected royalty streams, and a massive, untouchable music catalog. He taunted his rival, mocking that both of his baby mamas moved on during his prison sentence. For 2 long years, this was the narrative fed to the rap community, while the incarcerated rapper could do absolutely nothing. We watched Soulja laugh, display legal receipts, and construct a highly damaging narrative around an opponent who was completely muted. By his November 2025 release, the damage was done. On January 3, 2026, Soulja finalized his victory on a live stream. He asserted dominance over his peers, claiming Rich the Kid was once homeless and DDG begged him for viral collaboration. In one single broadcast, he established a clear industry hierarchy, dismantling their histories in seconds before focusing his fire directly on Blueface, calling him a fake who got marked up behind bars. That face tattoo allegation changed the public perception entirely. It reframed the rapper's entire prison survival story. When he emerged with fresh ink from the county jail system, Soulja Boy heavily implied those prominent face markings were forced on him by other inmates. Regardless of the truth, the narrative was incredibly effective. It completely erased his tough prison persona, replacing it with the idea that he was broken inside and came home acting erratic. That was a calculated reputation destroyer. The loss of his house, his music royalties, and his street credibility, all laid out on camera. This all unfolded in front of thousands of live viewers, just 60 days after his release. Now let us analyze this 2026 judgment. Let us dive into the actual financial breakdown. The lawsuit was filed December 22nd, 2023, only 5 days after that wild broadcast. Just days after he mocked the legal warning, and right before his arrest, leaving a massive $10 million civil lawsuit completely undefended. The legal paperwork was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, targeting him with serious allegations of defamation and false light. Like and subscribe for more. We analyze the filing for emotional distress and negligence. Hit like and let us dissect these toxic posts together. She demanded a permanent injunction alongside $10 million. In our editorial view, this was no cheap cash grab, but a highly serious, structured filing, backed by solid evidence. While months of preparation went into this, Blueface ignored every page of it from his jail cell. The case marched forward without a single response from the rapper. Consequently, the judge handed down a default judgment, the legal equivalent of a forfeit victory, simply because one side failed to show. With zero defense mounted, the court simply weighed the evidence and calculated the final damages, based entirely on what Jackie proved. When Blueface finally reacted on camera, his smooth delivery raised serious questions for our news team. He basically said, "She is a sore loser. They are trying to build a whole lawsuit based strictly on the timeline I mentioned, regarding when they met." His defense focused entirely on dates rather than actions, claiming he was sued over a minor discrepancy in his story, and the basic facts still favored him. That explanation might sound convincing in a 30-second clip, but our editors noticed a massive omission. He completely ignored the paternity claim. Suggesting Keandre was his child was the most legally explosive allegation, and it is the key factor that cannot be shrugged off as a casual hookup. He mocked the suit, saying they were just mad about the exact calendar date he claimed. But as commentators, we see him sitting there on camera, weaving a decent legal defense while totally avoiding the elephant in the room. He managed to explain how the case was technically winnable, yet conveniently forgot to mention that he failed to show up in court. When asked if he attended court, he admitted he was locked up. He complained they only won by default because of his incarceration. The interviewer quickly summed it up for the audience. He missed court because of jail, leading to an easy victory. He is just bitter. And that is the entire story. Any clever arguments he had about timelines or defamation are entirely worthless if you fail to show up to argue your case. This massive default judgment is the direct consequence of Blueface being physically absent from the courtroom. We are seeing the fallout. By late 2025, interest ballooned the debt to over $131,000. Jackie then secured writs of execution in both Los Angeles and Sacramento. But her most devastating move was targeting his music royalty streams. She went straight for his performance royalties. Now, every single time his songs play on the radio or streaming services, the cash gets diverted to Jackie before he can touch it. His own catalog is now actively working against his bank account. For an artist already dealing with a separate $13 million strip club judgment in Las Vegas, this financial hit is massive. This garnishment represents a permanent drain on his resources. Meanwhile, Soulja Boy jumped at the chance to taunt his rival. Demanding his own $130,000, he mocked Blueface for listing a cheap property that did not even have a pool. Our sources confirmed the research was accurate. The home Blueface listed for sale, amid these escalating legal and financial troubles, was indeed priced near $12 million and lacked a pool. That specific detail became a massive talking point for his rivals. Soulja Boy exploited this for weeks, constantly reminding the public that Blueface was asset-rich but cash-poor, unable to settle up. He repeatedly demanded a direct wire transfer to end the feud. By early 2026, that was his primary focus. He did not want internet drama or another diss track. He simply wanted the court-ordered payout so they could finally move past this. It was a simple demand, yet seemingly impossible. He told Blueface to focus on paying that $130,000 instead of talking trash on social media. Then in June 2026, things got chaotic when Jackie publicized her ongoing rent struggles, revealing that Soulja Boy had blocked her. His bizarre response was telling her to ask Drake for help, sending social media into overdrive. Blueface, despite being buried in financial and legal defeats, spotted an easy opportunity to inject himself directly into the online conversation. He publicly offered to cover her rent while simultaneously mocking Soulja Boy. Our team is stunned by the absolute boldness of this move. He legally owes her over $131,000, with the court actively draining his music royalties, yet he offers charity. This is pure clout chasing, not kindness. Commentators and fans alike immediately saw through the stunt. If you agree, subscribe for more updates. Jackie responded sharply, telling him to promote his music streams if he wanted to generate enough revenue to pay his debt. She handled the spectacle professionally, confirming her rent was sorted while reminding everyone that his massive court judgment remains completely unpaid. By mid-2026, the debt remains unpaid. Royalties are still being seized, and no appeal has materialized. This entire saga, which escalated from podcast gossip to a six-figure judgment and targeted garnishments, happened not because he lost a physical confrontation or a rap battle, but because he made careless, highly specific allegations online. When the justice system finally demanded proof from him, he was absent. The tragedy here is that his central defense that they actually had a history might have carried some weight in court, had his lawyers actually presented it. Jackie even admitted to a previous encounter, proving that parts of his claims were true. But in defamation law, vibes do not hold up in court. The facts must perfectly align with the specific public statements made, and those reckless paternity claims simply did not align with their actual 2018 timeline. Make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives. That slip-up cost him everything. He said the wrong thing online about the wrong person, and the court agreed. Hit like on this video right now, and do not forget to check out our other rap stories in the suggested cards on your way.